Gun Park, the white ghost of the Yamazaki, and Gite Kim, the Kingslayer hailing all the way from Tijuana, Mexico. Two of Lookism's most terrifying monsters, one forged through cold-blooded training and discipline, and the other born to dominate with pure instinct and unrelenting hunger. What happens when a man who faced an entire generation of fighters and won went head-to-head with the beast who killed a king? My name's Kaiseni, and in today's video we're power scaling two of Lookism's deadliest living legends. Now I'm not claiming to be the world's greatest analyst, I'm far from it, but I have been reading Lookism way longer than some of y'all have been alive, so trust me when I say this matchup isn't as clean cut as you think. But before we jump into this war, 96% of people watching my videos still aren't subscribed, so if you're into Lookism power skills, mono fight breakdowns, or just love watching fictional monsters go at it, hit that subscribe button down below. It's free and it takes 3 seconds, and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, check out the Discord for theory talks, leaks, and community polls, and join the Patreon if you want to help me keep making banger content like this. Now, let's get into it. Gun Park versus Gite Kim. Who really comes out on top? Since Gite Kim is the newest addition to Lookism's fighting roster, it's only right we give him the respect of being covered first. Gite is a monster, plain and simple. A tank with the body of a bear and the performance to back it up. And while we haven't seen his full extent of what he can do, the little we've seen already places him in a terrifying company. In his brief but explosive fight with Gapryong, we caught a glimpse of his sheer dominance, and even then, it was clear he wasn't taking things seriously. Against Gapryong's cadres in a 2v1, Gite didn't just win, he erased them. Hashik Song, known for his incredible speed, was straight up blitzed, and Jae Guangdo, recognized for his raw power in his fists, was shattered and tossed aside like trash. Gite doesn't just overpower, he overwhelms. And the scary part is how casual it all looks. No wasted movement, no flashy technique, just pure calculated destruction. And despite his overwhelming offense, his durability might be even more terrifying. During his battle with Gapryong, Gite tanked multiple fatal attacks, including Gapryong's deadly Gapryong style techniques, and walked through them like they were nothing. No panic, no backing down, just complete composure. In a verse where high-tier fighters are defined by how much pain they can take and still be standing, Gite stands tall with the best of them. Now, looking at the narrative weight, Gite's resume might be short, but it's already elite. He's been acknowledged by James Lee, which in Lookism is a huge deal. He's also been recognized by Gite Kim, and one of the mysterious 0th gen perfume user who was in Gapryong Kim's fist gang. Characters only associate with the top. These are the type of acknowledgements that aren't handed out lightly in this universe, but the most important thing on his list is his role in taking down Gapryong Kim, his own father. Let's be clear, even in old age, Gapryong was still a monster. This is the same man who kicked the Yamazaki out of Korea and destroyed Shingen. Characters like Jin Young Park, Charles Choi, and Tom Lee prove that old age doesn't strip you of your deadliness in this verse, and yet a younger James and Gite were able to take Gapryong down. That feat alone is enough to place him in the upper echelon of Lookism fighters. What truly rounds out Gite though is his mentality. Raised in Tijuana, one of the most dangerous places in the world, Gite didn't just learn how to fight, he learned how to kill. Where most fighters in Lookism have some kind of code or some limit to what they'll do, Gite has none. He grew up where survival came before morality, and that makes him one of the most dangerous individuals alive. His decision to eliminate Busan's strongest members wasn't just a power move, it was a message. Gite doesn't hesitate, he finishes what needs to be done, no loose ends, no mercy. And as it stands now, Gite is still a mystery box, but the pieces we've seen him paint are a terrifying picture. He's strong, fast, durable, intelligent, and unhinged in all the right ways. He has the recognition of the top fighters and battles of a war-hardened soldier. And despite his brief introduction, he has the kill count to mean business. Whether or not he can beat up Gun is up for debate, but what isn't debatable is this. If anyone in the verse has what it takes to give Gun Park a real fight, it is most definitely Gite Kim. Now we move on to the fan favorite, the man, the myth, the most glazed character in Lookism history, Gun Park. You could walk into any fan poll and any debate, any Lookism power scale thread, and the second his name shows up, the results are cooked. It doesn't even matter what the question is. If Gun Park's name is an option, he's winning. And while it's become a bit of a meme at this point, it's also not without reason. Gun Park is one of the most iconic, most developed, and most consistently dominant characters in all of Lookism. He's not just strong, he's a complete fighter, a freak of nature, and a walking cheat code. His strength, absolute. His durability, next level, and his combat IQ, clinical. The probability of Gun Park winning winning any fight is almost always 100%, and not because the plot bends around him, but because he's earned it. Gun is what happens when you take elite genetics and combine them with a lifetime of brutal, high-stakes combat. Just like Gite, Gun is a genetic anomaly, born with traits of the Yamazaki bloodline, insane strength, endurance, and speed, and even an autonomous state of fighting that allows him to learn techniques at ridiculous speeds. It's superhuman precision and experience, working hand in hand, and that's what sets Gun apart. He's not just powerful because of his gifts, he's powerful because he used them better than everyone else. He's fought legends and walked away. Gun took on Gite Kim and Daniel in the same night and still came out standing. He went head to head with an entire generation of top tier fighters and left with nothing but a broken arm, and that didn't even stop him from lighting a cigarette on his way out. Whether it's wiping out biker gangs solo, taking on other Yakuza families, or serving as Charles Choi's bodyguard, Gun has never been anything less than dominant. Trained by Tom Lee, a rival to Gite Kim and now the leader of the Yamazaki clan, Gun has fought his way to the top of Korea's underworld with nothing but grit, technique, and sheer force of will. He's the kind of fighter who doesn't just beat you physically, he breaks you down mentally. His fighting style is clinical, punishing, and precise. You don't just lose to Gun, you get dismantled. What's funny is how similar Gun and Gite actually are. Both were born from an elite lineage, both have had their families ripped away, and both were raised in environments that forced them to be killers. They both don't have any hesitation when it comes to life or death decisions, and they aren't bound by morality or sentiment. When they fight to end it, whether that means breaking bones, crushing pride, or taking lives. Gun is a refined weapon, decades of training, pressure, and bloodshed honed into one man. Gite is a beast, raw and ruthless, shaped by survival, but in terms of presence, experience, and impact on the Lookism world, Gun Park is a living legend, and in this matchup, it's not just a fight, it's a clash of titans with everything on the line. With that being said, let's go into round 1, raw stats, meaning strength, speed, and durability. Let's not sugarcoat it, both of these guys are freaks of nature. Gite Kim is built like a monster truck, he effortlessly ragdolled Jinrong's top 2 fighters, one a speedster and the other a powerhouse at the same time. And when Jinrong brought himself, using the big guns, Gite tanked it, didn't even flinch. That's elite tier durability. He's also confirmed to be able to blitz skilled fighters who rely on speed as a core stat, which means he's not just strong, he's fast enough to deliver strength before you can even react. But then we've got Gun Park, the man who beat Gite Kim, Daniel in the same night, the man who tanked an entire generation of onslaught and walked out with a broken arm and a smirk. Gun has durability, speed, and power on par with Gite in my opinion, and the track record to prove he's been doing this at a high level for longer. Although we have no idea the type of enemies Gite's been against in Tijuana, Gun doesn't just dominate, he endures with precision. My verdict? It might be a draw. Gite may be more physically overwhelming, but Gun matches him with experience, back control, and stamina. Moving on to round 2, technique and fighting style. This is where the gap begins to show. Gite fights like a natural disaster, pure, brutal, instinctive. His techniques may be rooted in powerhouses like Gapryong, but we haven't seen much indication of a formal martial art base. He's a brawler, albeit terrifyingly efficient one, and if his evolution comes, he might develop refined techniques, but Gun Park, he is technique. Every movement he makes is a product of years of training under Tom Lee. He's mastered multiple styles, can fight in any range, and knows exactly when to go lethal or when to hold back. And the biggest difference, Gun Park can adapt. Gite can overpower, but Gun can dissect. He studies patterns, exploit openings, and has trained people like Daniel Park and Johan Seong to go toe-to-toe with top tiers. My verdict, Gun wins round 2, the technique and fighting style portion. Now round 3, mentality and battle IQ. Gite is dangerous, his environment made him that way. He doesn't hesitate, he kills when necessary, and when raised in a war zone, his mind is hardened like steel. But Gun is surgical. He isn't just some hardened, cold guy, he's cold and he doesn't kill out of rage. He kills because it's efficient. He can control a battlefield with a glance, and he spent his life around killers, masterminds, and tyrants, and somehow ended up being one of the most feared people of them all. Gite's mindset is war, Gun's mindset is victory. And when it comes down to a fight between two killers, the one who can keep calm while bleeding is the one who survives. Now, before we wrap this up, let me just say this video is for fun. Gite Kim is still a relatively new player in the Lookism universe, and we haven't seen the full extent of his power just yet. There's a good chance he might be hiding something incredible under the hood, and the future chapters might completely shift the balance. But based on what we've seen so far, if these two monsters were to go head to head today, this is my personal take on how it might go down. The final verdict on who walks away. If this was a brawl in a dark alley with no preparation, Gite might win with raw violence and surprise. But in a structured fight where both fighters are aware, alert, and bringing their A-game, Gun Park walks away. And it wouldn't be easy, it wouldn't be clean. Gun would definitely take some damage, maybe even more so than what we've seen him take, but he'd get back up, readjust, and start breaking Gite down piece by piece. Gite has every tool to win except one thing: mastery. He's not just strong, he knows how to be strong. And when strength meets precision, precision wins 90% of the time. And that's my take on Gun Park versus Gite Kim. If you disagree, tell me in the comments why. Join the Patreon for more exclusive fighting videos like this, and so yeah.